Non-sporing anaerobes. Now, this is a major group of bacterium. Uh, Maybe a bigger part of the bacterium are anaerobes. Few of them are medically important. Others we see in soil and water. They can be used in industries and otherwise. Now we look at the anaerobes. How do you classify them? You have the gram-positive cocci, which is exactly the Peptostreptococcus and Peptococcus. You have the gram-negative cocci, one genus which is Veillonella. Then you have the gram-positive bacilli, which is the Bifidobacterium, Eubacterium, Propionibacterium, Lactobacillus, Actinomyces, and Mobilancus. And you have the gram-negative bacilli, a lot of them, which is your Bacteroides, Prevotella, Porphyromonas, Fusobacterium, Leptotrichia. And finally, you have the spirochetes group, which is the Treponema and Borrelia, apart from the ones which you already know to cause human infections. Now, when you look at the use of this non-sporing anaerobes, first of all, they have a very vital function because they compete with the normal pathogens to make sure that the pathogens don't get enough nutrition. They form a proper uh, a horde of bacterium which are responsible for uh, breaking down some amino acids, help in production of vitamin K, bile acids, and other fatty acids. They also have a vital role in modulating your immune system. How much our immune system reacts and what it does is somewhat modulated by these particular bacteria. So normally what do you have? You have this bacteria in the oral cavity, skin, digestive tracts, and the female vaginal tract so that it can prevent infections as such. So generally, this bacterium, the non-sporing anaerobes, lives very harmoniously with the normal gut flora. So what happens when this friendship ends? You have a lot of infections developing. So first we'll look at the anaerobic cocci, which is the Peptococcus and Peptostreptococcus. These are basically gram-positive cocci arranged in pairs or chains. They are normally seen on the skin, mouth, intestine, and vagina. Whenever there is a break in the normalcy, they can end up with the reason for puerperal sepsis, skin and soft tissue infections, and brain abscess. Yeah, the Veillonella group, which is a gram-negative cocci occurring in pairs or short chains, this can be uh, responsible for causing meningitis, endocarditis, and osteomyelitis. Then you have the gram-positive bacilli, the Bifidobacterium species. These are non-motile, pleomorphic bacilli. They have a small branching, so they appear like Y-shaped cells, normally seen in the mouth and the gut. Generally, they are not pathogenic, and some of them are used in part of probiotics. Then you have the gram-positive bacilli. We have the Eubacterium species, which is the normal inhabitant of mouth and intestine. Sometimes it can cause periodontitis. Then you have the Propionibacterium species, which are somewhat related to Corynebacterium. They are otherwise called as Dipteroides, which are normal skin commensals. So one of the members, which is the Propionibacterium acne, which is now reclassified as Cutibacterium acne, is the most common species, and it is one of the most common contaminants seen in blood and CSF samples. It can cause skin infections like acne vulgaris and folliculitis. Sometimes it can also cause prosthetic hip joint and prosthetic valve infections. Then you have the major one, which is Lactobacillus species. These are gram-positive bacilli, which show bipolar staining, and they are normal part of the mouth, gut, and the vagina. Clinically, they are a major part of the probiotic formulation. So generally in stomach, you see it as a lactobacillus, Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is responsible for synthesizing vitamins like biotin, vitamin B12, and vitamin K. In the oral cavity, they will basically react with sucrose and other carbohydrates, and they will dissolve the mineral components of the dental enamel and dentine. It can result in dental caries. In the vagina, the lactobacillus species are the normal levels have to be maintained so that enough amount of lactic acid is produced, which maintains the pH of the adult vagina to protect it from infections. It's also known as Dodderlein's bacilli based on the person who described this bacilli. In extremes, that is in pure pubertal as well as post-menopausal age, the lactobacilli are scanty, so the rate of infections may also be slightly higher in this particular age groups. So this is basically the lactobacillus gram stain. On the right side, you see the bacterial vaginosis picture, wherein the the bacilli are replaced by other bacilli as well. Few of these pictures are taken just for the purpose of educational purposes, just to make it clear how it looks and what it actually looks like in a gram stain. Then you have the actomyces group. They are branching anaerobic gram-positive bacillus. Then you have the mobilancus group, which are motile curved anaerobic gram-variable bacilli, and they are responsible for causing bacterial vaginosis along with Gardnerella vaginalis. Then you have the gram-negative group, which is Bacteroides fragilis, which is a non-sporing, non-motile, and anaerobes. They are quite pleomorphic. They are very thin kind of rods, and they can also appear as coccobacillary forms. Normally, they are seen in the human intestine, and they can also be isolated from other specimens. So these have some villous factors like the capsular polysaccharide, lipopolysaccharide, and enterotoxins. So what it does, it can cause infections like peritonitis, intra-abdominal abscess following bowel surgery, pelvic inflammatory disease, brain abscess, chronic suppurative otitis media, bacteremia, endocarditis, empyema with foul-smelling pus, and enterotoxigenic stains can also cause diarrhea. Okay, so next we have the Prevotella group, which can be pigmented or non-pigmented, where the pigmented is your Prevotella melanogenica, which produces black or brown colonies. So when you expose it to UV light, it has a red fluorescence. So it can be seen in cases where there's a lung or liver abscess or mastocytitis or PID or lesions of the intestine and mouth. Non-pigmented like Denticola and Bacillus are responsible for periodontal disease as well as aspiration pneumonitis. Now, the Porphyromonas, which basically differs that they are not able to uh, um, ferment the sugars and they are pigmented. Now, one of the most important member is the Porphyromonas gingivalis, which is responsible for periodontal disease, and endodontalis can cause dental root canal infections. Then you have the Fusobacterium species. They are basically a long, thin, spindle-shaped bacilli, and they're normally seen in the mouth. So, Fusobacterium nucleatum can cause oral infections, pleuropulmonary sepsis, CNS infections, and septic arthritis. The Fusobacterium necrophorum is for Lemaire's syndrome, which is a form of a thrombophlebitis. And finally, you have the Leptotrichia bacillus, which was earlier known as fusiform bacteria. They are long, thin, spindle-shaped bacteria with pointed ends, and they are part of a normal flora. Now, these are implicated with the gingival stomatitis, which is known as Vincent sangina, along with other bacteria. So, to sum up, you have a bacteria, a large group of bacteria which are the non-sporing anaerobes. They are very much important for preventing infections with pathogens, immune modulation, some of the the production of vitamin K and biotin and some vitamin B12 kind of things, and it's essential for prevention of infections in the genitourinary tract in females, and these can divide it into gram-positive cocci, which can be Peptostreptococcus or Peptococcus, gram-positive bacilli, few of them, Bifidobacterium, Eubacterium, Propionibacterium, Lactobacillus actinomyces. You can have gram-negative cocci, which is Billionella, gram-negative bacilli like Bacteroides, Prevotella, Porphyromonas, Fusobacterium, Leptotrichia, and Spirochetes, which is Treponema and your Borrelia species. Now, sometimes when these bacteria are ready to cause infection, that is, the normal harmony goes off, it can end up with a lot of infections like brain abscess, pupil sepsis, periodontitis, pneumonia, intraabdominal infections, osteomyelitis, and prostatic infections. I hope I made this video very small and clear. Please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and share this video with as many of your friends as possible. Thank you.